Hello, this is the Workingman, workingmansliberty.com. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to talk about some tools to add to our toolkit. First video I did, we covered some basic tools for our toolbox. Here's some things you can add to it. One thing I certainly recommend is a pair of pliers. A pair of pliers are very versatile. They're great for pulling nails out of walls. These have a rubber handle grip on them, so if you might run into something electric, you're not going to get electrocuted or shocked. Next are needle nose pliers. Needle nose pliers have a smaller area on the tip. They're great for working with if you're working with wire or something like that, or you're pulling a rivet or a staple out of a small area, or you've got a little bit of a nail that's been broken off protruding from the wood. And these are great for pulling those out. Next thing we've got are what are called vice grips, or locking pliers. These lock into place around the bolt. If you've got a stripped bolt or something like that, or you've got a very difficult bolt that's very tight and won't come off, you can use this to lock in place. You don't have to worry about holding tight onto the plier. Just be very careful because they do have a groove in the tongue, and a groove there, and that will bite into whatever bolt you're trying to get off, or whatever nut you're trying to get off. So you don't want to strip it anymore, so be careful when you use those. Tongue and groove pliers, or channel lock pliers. These are versatile in that they can take on a larger bolt or nut, and you also have a lot of leverage behind them to turn and pull that. With these little smaller pliers, you don't have much leverage behind something, plus you don't have near the width to actually get a good grip on something. So channel locks work great for something like that. Next, we've got wire snippers, wire cutters. You can even cut plastic with these things. If you're thinking of hanging a picture and you need to put a piece of wire on it, you need just to cut the end of the wire off. Another thing we want to put in our toolbox is what they call an Allen wrench, or a hex set. This is pretty standard. You'll see these, common everywhere. If you get perhaps furniture to put together, you're going to run into a type of Allen bolt, and you'll need a hex bolt. You'll need this type of device to be able to tighten those down. So make sure you get an Allen wrench or a hex wrench. Another thing we want to add to it is a basic socket set. This is a 40-piece socket set made by Stanley. It goes as low as 4 millimeter, it goes all the way up to 17 millimeter. It goes as low as 6/32 and goes all the way up to 11/16. This comes with a socket, the wrench. I've also got an extension right here, so if you need to extend, can't quite get into it with that, you've got an extension on it. It's also got an adapter, so you can have these lesser size bolts to bolt onto it. It's also got a hand wrench type here, that if you need to do some more delicate hand wrenching, as well as it's got Phillips and flathead size adapter, Phillips and flathead type screwdrivers you can use as well. And then finally, one thing that you might want to consider adding, especially if you're doing a lot of simple home repairs, is a cordless drill. This is a very lightweight, home style Black & Decker cordless drill. And this will save you a lot of time on your hands, save you a lot of wrist ache, give you a lot more leverage if you don't have muscle power to, say, utilize a screwdriver. Use this and save all kinds of time, save all kinds of energy, especially if you're hanging stuff on a wall. We'll talk more later about what these numbers on the top mean, and we'll talk more in another video about just the different type of cordless drill that you want to purchase. So that's the Workingman, workingmansliberty.com. Check out all our videos that we've got, as well as our podcast, Workingman's Liberty. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.